Hello Final Fantasy fans, and welcome back to another Sage suggestion video. Today we're going to be talking about the backup version of Jessie, and not the tutor one as you might expect. We are of course talking about the one that's going to reduce the cost of a card named Cloud, or a card named Barrett in this case, by 1. So this is going to be coming to you from Max. He sent us a list, and we were talking about this back in Florida, and I thought it was really spicy. So yes, this is probably going to be a bit more straightforward, kind of like another one that we've done, but I think it's worth mentioning because this is a shell that can fit a more aggressive playstyle that we just haven't seen yet, and we really want to kind of get it out there and see if anyone can maybe work on the list a little bit more and do well with it. So of course, as I was leading up to, we have Jessie as a 2-drop. Now it's great for, it makes your cards cost less. It's a 2-drop, so it's great to play on turn 1. It can help smooth out your turns for the rest of the game for Barrett and Cloud. Now yes, it does only reduce those 2, so it's a bit restrictive in what it can do, in the sense that at best it's going to reduce 2 cards that you're placing on the field at a time, 1 Cloud, 1 Barrett. But I think that cost reduction over the course of the game and kind of over the course of the different effects that you're going to be getting off them is what makes it worth it. So first we're going to talk about the new Barrett we got, which I think is just insane. So again, I'm going to be talking this in the sense that we have Jessie out, since that is the focus. So this immediately becomes a 3-drop, 8,000 power forward with Brave. That alone that's pretty good and pretty powerful for what you want to be doing. I love its satellite beam effect as well, or his effect I should say. Deal 5,000 damage to all forwards your opponent controls. So he has this ability, because he has Brave, he can attack. Maybe you're pinging with some lower guys. Maybe you played a Vivi that's only a 4K, and suddenly you can pressure your opponent to say, we're playing these cheaper forwards, they might be a little bit underpowered, but at some point we can use satellite beam and just take out multiple of your opponent's forwards. Now it is going to take a little bit of work to maybe live that dream, or you're going to have to combo with other effects, but you always have the option to attack with Barrett and then use a special because he has Brave, and I think that's what makes him so strong. Then of course he has his other effect, which isn't going to happen, as much, but when a job avalanche operative, so of course you want to call those up on Lognet, you can filter out by those, other than Barrett, is put from the field to the break zone, 2,000 damage to all the opponent's forwards. Now this is something that we've seen from the, I think it was the starter version that had the effect that deals 2,000 all for the effect, one that was played in the Golem list. So it's nothing new that we've seen for Barrett. He kind of has this AoE effect built into him, so that is something to consider. Now you can do something crazy with using his first effect, and say, depending on what operative you have out, then you can use Legendary Vivi, deal 9,000 damage to all your opponent's forwards. That's probably a little bit too much, but again, I think for what Barrett offers and his different effects that he has is going to make him worth playing. And again, we do have a list at the end. The other reason why I really want to talk about this is the new Light Cloud. We can effectively turn this into a 2-drop, deal something 7,000 damage, and then still have a 7,000 body forward on the field with an insane S effect being able to deal 8,000 damage. So again, with this, it's going to take a lot of resources. It's not going to happen that often, but there are going to be some turns where you can combo Satellite Beam and Blade Beam in the same turn. And against some decks, that's kind of the outlet you'll have to play to. Maybe you're playing against a Wind Water deck that, hopefully doesn't have Minwu, where you played a summon to get rid of it. But they're very good at building up this board, clogging it up, building up a wall, and by maximizing your effect with both of those, you can clear it. Again, I won't say easily by any means, but you can clear it and have an option where Fire Earth would normally struggle otherwise. So yes, it's worth noting here that his special effect does cost 1 Fire Crystal point. So yes, we're playing Fire Earth, but if you're playing Final Fantasy VII, you're probably playing Fire Earth anyways, so that's perfectly fine. Going on to that, we're going to talk about a backup. Now, this one is a bit more perhaps controversial. Maybe you're playing the Legendary version, maybe you're playing this one, but I really like the idea of recycling clouds. Now, again, if we're going to be thinking about, a turn, an average fire deck, you're going to have Selfie, so that Cloud is now a 9,000 attacker. You're going to have the special effect that you're going to want to be using, so being able to deal 8,000 to something is absolutely no joke. That's still going to remove a lot of forwards in this game. And with Zack's effect, if you're relying on it from a EX burst potential, or if you're just playing it, you can get another S effect off. So yes, I think this is absolutely worth playing, since you're so heavily focused in this kind of Cloud Barrett mix already. Now, of course, in this case, you're going to be getting back Cloud with it 99 times out of 100 to get the S use out of it. But there might be some other uses where you're getting a soldier back, other soldier back than Cloud. Going on from that, we have a fight spell. Now, this is one that might warrant a little bit more explanation or acceptance. So I don't think that this goes in every single list. So this might be one of the things that are cut. Maybe you're not playing this, but I like the idea that we are playing these lower costed forwards. We have this very efficient backup line. Maybe you have a very low curve. So there are going to be turns that, you know, maybe it's Barret or whoever you're attacking with, but you're going to use this summon with a selfie activation. So you attack, you activate selfie. You know, if they don't block, you can use it as a very cheap bite spell, kill one of their other guys after the damage is dealt. Or maybe if something you just want to clear away from your other guy, they do block you, let's say, you can fight something else, remove their other threat, and hopefully it leaves you to 1,000 less power, so obviously it survives. And then you can take out their other forward that they might not have been expecting. I think overall that this is a summon that is going to require a very unique build to get the most out of it, but I think this is still one of the most underused summons currently. Now, yes, a lot of that has to do with the fact that Earth hasn't really been representative lately, if at all, I dare say. With multiple tops, it might have topped 1 or 2 events, but I think we can all agree Earth is getting the least amount of love out of this set. So, you know, maybe this is a deck for it that can help bring it into the spotlight. Yes, it'd be Earth Fire, and you could argue that it's heavily favored in the Fire category, you know, as far as the element split is concerned, but it's worth engaging, at least having this discussion, bring it. And that's ultimately why we do these videos. We want to get new deck ideas out there, and hopefully you guys will try them. So again, this summon, I'm not completely sold on it, but I think it has a unique opportunity in this kind of Final Fantasy VII Fire Earth list that could make it find a home. Now, a card that makes a lot more sense is going to be Golem. We've talked about Cloud, we've talked about Barrett, you know, our other, maybe we want to play some more aggressive. We could play Vincent too if we really wanted to, the first strike one, and just go all in on this very aggressive build featuring Golem, because giving your guys plus 2,000 power for just 1 crystal point when you already have be able to threaten selfie, maybe you have 3 backups, or I guess it'd be 4 backups up in that case, where you can outpower any single one of their forwards that they're going to be playing. And let's say they have something crazy like a Leviathan on your Cloud, because that's where you put your resources into. You get to play it next turn and ping something for 7,000 damage. That's not entirely terrible, and I think Golem really is been looking for a spot lately that you want to build these more aggressive decks, you want to have a lower curve, and Golem just helps you edge in that power a little bit more. Now, yes, completely relying only on Golem as kind of your battle trick to come ahead is certainly a trap you don't want to fall into, but I think it's about time that we look into these more aggressive builds and figure out what we can really be doing with them. And with that, we do have your list. So thank you again. A huge shout out to Max for giving this list for other people to use. You will see that it does play the other Hecatoncheir, which I want to at least call out so you can break the 1,000 power, you know, battle, if you will, which I think is absolutely worth doing. A lot of people are relying on those plus 1,000 power backup effects, and they don't really have a lot of other ways to pump their team, and that's why in Water I've been using both Maria and Cecil, also because I think Cecil is really good right now, but that's kind of a side note. So you will see that it is heavily focused on Final Fantasy VII, you know, but ultimately Barret and Cloud really aren't the only things there. It's just Jessie is going to make the most use out of them. So is this a deck that you guys are interested in playing? Is this something you're going to take to locals? I really hope you do, because I think there is something there. We just have to figure out what the optimal lineup for forwards is going to be. If you're looking for a more aggressive build and focusing on just being able to turn things sideways and love thematic decks built around Final Fantasy VII, then I think this is absolutely something you should check out. So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to drop us a like. That really helps out the channel. Comment down below what kind of card you want us to brew with next. We'd love to have more community feedback on what card you guys want to see, because otherwise it's just us talking about, hey, who wants to build a deck this week and what crazy card we want to use, which is fine, but we would love to hear your input from it. So of course, make sure to subscribe for future Final Fantasy TCG videos as well. So on behalf of myself and the rest of the Six Sages Gaming crew, thank you so much for watching, guys, and we'll catch you on the next video. Have a good one. This video made possible thanks to our Patreon supporters. Thank you to our honorary sages.